That says about me, probably not the best thing, but you know, I can imagine. Can I see them? Ugh, I can't see it on camera. Ugh. Let me just zoom in. Oh, it is raining. I feel it. I feel it. Wait, remind me, where is your home?
Houston, Texas, babe.
It rained?
It was Daisy.
Gabby responded first, then me.
Yes, I remember like Gabby seeing her response on there.
Sorry.
Listen, it is all good. It is all good. Oh, don't mind my phone. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Listen. Oh, but
우리나라 사람이에요? 미국?
미국 사람이에요. Oh, 네. I will say at first, like I definitely, especially for like the young kids, because we had like three kids from Vietnam, but they were like babies, like 18.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, I know how like kind of, you know, challenging it is in Korea for me as a 32-year-old who's already like lived life, been to college before, but for somebody to just leaving, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
But I felt bad for like the young Vietnamese like kids in my class at first. Especially it was like these two kids, like you could just tell like they just looked so nervous and so scared being so far away from home for the first time, away from their families for the first time, and then like not knowing anybody. And it also was hard at first because we didn't have enough of the language to even communicate with one another. Now we can, for sure. Like those are my little bros now, but at first it was just like, damn, like I want to say like, yo, how you doing? Are you doing all right? But like we didn't even know how to do that.
That was kind of, I felt like that was kind of, like, there should have been more thought into the setup of the classes, especially for, like, that first semester.
Oh, first off, they set everybody up talking about, like, oh, you don't need to know any Korean. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, like, the instructions.
Yeah.
You're acting like I know what speak, read, and talk are. Like, speak, read, and listen. Like, you're supposed to teach me those. You don't just say the word and
Yo, I'm looking super scruffy right now, but it's okay. Listen, you've seen the weekend we had, the events we had going on, bouncing around. But yes, I didn't get to talk to y'all all day. But you saw school, you saw a bit of campus, you saw a bit of like the stuff that I work on in school. After school, I met up with like 2 other Americans for the first time ever. Like, since I've started school, I've never had another American student in my class. And certainly have never like gone out and had a meal with them and like talked to them and gotten to know like where they're from and get to know them a little bit. So, you know, here we are our 110 days in Seoul in our second semester, and I finally met up with some other American international students. So that was pretty cool. And then after that, you saw me go to the coffee shop that y'all have seen plenty of times before that I like to study at, because it's on the second floor. It's like floor to ceiling windows, like a major street. So it's like nice views and atmosphere. But I just did some review. I knocked out my assignments that the teacher assigned today that is due tomorrow, including now we're starting to do like essay writing too, which you have seen in the last clips of like writing full essays in Korean. We have gotten to that point. This is so scruffy. I'm gonna groom all of this tonight. So by the time you see me tomorrow, this won't be here. But yes, this is my first week back at classes, and it's just like, yeah, it's definitely getting real. And I think more so than anything, I'm like realizing the importance of this semester to like really find balance between like content, brand events, and like really focusing in on the semester. I mean, at the end of the day, to be honest, I think first semester, I put way too much pressure on myself to perform so well in school, which I'm so grateful. And I ended my semester with such a high GPA, 3.88 GPA, 97% score. That's great. But also like what my dad reminded me of is like, that is great, but the goal is to be fluent in the language. And so that's not always a direct correlation with performing well in school, because just as much as I perform well in school, it's more important for me to like actually get outside with my friends and actually use Korean in like real life situations, which I do. But I also had opportunities to do more of that last semester, but I didn't. So I was like, oh, I can't come with y'all tonight because I need to study. And like in hindsight, it's like, yes, you need to study, but at a certain point, you will get further in your skill set of the language if you had just gone and had a meal and like literally spent 2 hours over dinner only speaking in Korean. That would have probably pushed my skill set further than spending those 2 hours just re-reviewing something that I had already reviewed 2 times. You know what I mean? So yes, it's important to do the schoolwork for me, but it's also more important for me to actually do the field work. It's like, yo, like I don't want a doctor that just scored perfectly on his like written exam, but like never did like a residency or like assisted in the actual surgeries. You know what I mean? So it's like excelling in the books is one thing, but you also need to excel in the practice of it. So I think that's why I'm giving myself a little bit more grace this semester with like, you don't have to be perfect academically, but you do have to really put the practice in to like use it in an everyday sense. I mean, even today, like I'm walking the walk. Like at my coffee shop, like there is the digital board where you can just order your coffee, pay with your card and all that. But like as I was standing there today, I remembered that like, no, practicing the language more and more and more every opportunity I get is like the goal for me. So instead of using that board, I just literally went up to the counter and just like ordered my coffee in full Korean. And yes, that might seem like such a small thing, but it's like those small steps build up, those small steps add up. But anyway, yeah, I need to, first off, I need to wash my face. Then I need to just sit and do nothing for like 10 minutes and check in with my body to see how we feel, to see if are we feeling a workout? Are we feeling just hop into an edit for a YouTube video that needs to come out in 3 days? I need to check in with my body and see what my body is feeling like. One of the things I had to check myself with today is like comparison culture. And like specifically, because y'all know I'm an open book with y'all, I felt so good about going to the event this past weekend, and I still feel great about it. However, in talking with some of like the other influencers that I met and all that good stuff, I learned that some influencers got paid to show up. I did not. I really did not. I got a beautiful PR gift box and I'm so grateful for that. And I got an invitation into the space, so I'm grateful for that. But upon learning that like some of the other influencers actually got paid to show up, like a kind of comparison culture always steals your joy, doesn't it? Like I was on such a high and loved it so much. And as soon as I found out that like some people got paid and I didn't, then I started comparing myself like, whoa, why did they get paid and I not get paid? Like, am I not good enough? Like, is my content not fire enough? Am I not big enough? Am I not? All of those things that your mind just starts going in certain ways. And yes, it's easier said than done to be like, oh, don't compare yourself and just focus on your own lane. That is true. That is very, very true. And I stand by that 1000%. But I also just wanted to come on here and be honest with y'all of like, yes, I know all day long, backwards and forwards, that you should never compare yourself to anyone else because everybody's journey is different. But I can also be honest with y'all and say like, y'all, today I had a moment of just like, damn, where I found myself getting a little bit, sad is not the right word, but I found myself losing a little bit of joy. I recognized it after a few minutes, and then I just had to check myself of like, look, you're on your own path, you're doing your own thing. You don't know what people have gone through to build the careers that they have now. You don't know how much time they put into, you just don't know. You don't know what the circumstances were. And also it's on me too, because quite frankly, I didn't ask. I was so excited about the, invitation to this like exclusive invite only event that I didn't even ask. And, being an influencer, content creator, brand ambassador, it's a business, and it's business negotiations, and it's talks, and it's contracts, and maybe somebody else just asked and I did not. So there's like all of these things that could have been at play here, and it doesn't make me less than in any way. It really doesn't. And I know that, but again, I just wanted to be real with y'all just about like an honest, human flawed moment that I had today of hearing that somebody else got paid at an event that I also got invited to, but I didn't get a check. So definitely put a little chip on my shoulder, but honestly, it's on me. It just made me want to go harder. Like, it made me want to be more proactive in brand negotiations. And this is just a safe space. It's a safe space for all of us. So thank y'all for being here. And if I don't see y'all again tonight, I will see y'all tomorrow for Tuesday, because we doing a full week this time. Full week. Cheers, y'all.